called waving etiquette. I'm not talking about these waves over here. I'm talking about these waves. Now, when exiting or entering a harbor, it's common for boaters to address one another. Normally, you find that the motor boaters stick together, and the sailboaters tend to do the same thing. They don't communicate to each other too often. Now, when the sailboat approaches or passes, coming from the other direction, and it's someone you like, you give them a big wave, and you let them know the way you feel about them. Now, if it's somebody that perhaps caught you from behind, and it's another sailboater, you're not going to be apt to give them the same kind of wave. You're going to give them a more of a, we call it the cool wave. You don't want to be too friendly with anyone that's going to go faster than you. That's for sure. They had the nerve. Now, there's also, what do you do when a motorboater does wave at you? Well, you have to return it so you can give them the old wave. You've done the right thing, in fact. You did wave. What if he couldn't see it? He couldn't see it. Tough luck. Too bad. And then there's a wave for the pre-collision wave. That's this. And hopefully you've served to avoid a collision at sea. Now, we've discussed collisions at sea before. And then there's always a wave for the huge motorboat that has just come by and has almost capsized you with his wake in the most insensitive fashion, and that's the wave for him. We reserve those. You can't catch them, so you might as well just make a mean hand motion towards him. When solo sailing the good ship Eloquence, it's very important to remember that after all, you're all alone. It's just you and the good ship Eloquence. You have to adjust the sails by yourself. Remember, all adjustments are vital in order to maintain a good heading and keep hull speed. So, as you've noticed, you adjust the jib, you cleat the jib, you adjust the main right after that, and voila, hull speed. No problem. Then there's a question of tacking while sailing alone. This requires more practice. I mean, more expertise. When we tack, we always view the depth of the water, which appears to be 11 feet at this very moment. So what we do is we prepare to tack, and we grab the leeward jib sheet here and prepare to tack the vessel. Remember to loosen the leeward jib sheet, and this will become the windward jib sheet. I mean, loosen the leeward. This will be the leeward jib sheet in a minute. Remember to loosen the present leeward jib sheet. Whatever. Bottom line is, you bring the boat around in a circle. Okay? So it goes like this. What you do is you grab the helm. You got these two sheets in your hands now. The main should take care of itself because it's on a traveler. No problem. So what you do is you, of course, call the orders, even though you're all alone. It really doesn't matter. But you call them anyway. Prepare to tack, like somebody's here. Ready about, hard to lee. You push the tiller to lee. You come about. Loosen what becomes the windward jib sheet. You take in on what becomes now the new leeward jib sheet. Everything should work in your favor at this point. And you've made a successful tack. Then you cleat the leeward jib sheet. This is a correct cleat. And you're back underway. No problem, no doblem. and you relax for a few minutes.
Problem when you're solo sailing is that who's going to throw you a preserver? So when these incidents occur, it's important to have a little beeper on you whereby your good vessel launches a life preserver. It's very important. Of course, if the wind's blowing very hard, it could be a problem because the vessel could keep going. However, in this case, that didn't happen. But the beeper worked. And so the good vessel Eloquence did manage to launch a preserver. And I'm very happy to have my hands on it at this place in time. Whether or not one is trained in the backstroke isn't important, because when you want to get back to your vessel, all you really care about is the crawl. So you crawl as fast as you can back to your vessel. Of course, bearing in mind that she's got no wind. We'll take up the issue of high winds at another time.
You know, what you don't manage to learn in the standard Captain Commodore Crunch instructional series, you can probably find in this Chapman's Piloting, Seamanship, and Small Boat Handling. This is the Bible of all small boat sailors. Small boats being anything smaller than the Titanic. We're just right inside the cover here. Here's an example of another chart, and this is a really good one because not only do they show you the chart, this happens to be Eaton's Neck here. Boy, Eaton's Neck, that's got some fast cars, I'll tell you. Right up on the top of Eaton's Neck, you can go 150 miles an hour. You got to slow down to 100 over here. That's fast, but you got to go much slower in the water around Eaton's Neck. It's a slow area. Right in here, 7 to 9 miles an hour at that's Asharoken Beach and Duck Island. And boy, over here you can speed up a little, get up to the 40s, 42 miles an hour. Over here you slow down to 24. Well, it's all well marked. As you can see, number 1 is a nun up here, picture of a nun. Number 2 looks like a flashing, a green flasher, sure enough, green flasher. Number 3, oh, flashing bell, sure enough, there it is. This is a great chart. Number 4, what do we have number 4 over here? Stacks, 610 feet. There's some 610-foot stacks right there. Number 5, we've got the Eaton's Neck Coast Guard Tower. There it is, the tower itself. And 6 over here is a Northport platform. I don't know what that does. Looks like an oil rig to me. Anyway, that's a beginning of Chapman's. Mr. Chapman himself looks like a sailor. Just looking at him.
I quit it.
In order to be a qualified instructor, you have to know how to teach. So this is a cursory lesson in how to teach. Today on the good vessel Eloquence, we've got a student on board.
Adult.
An adult, yes. Thank you, Miss Stone. Miss Stone is here for a lesson on sailing. She's managed to handle the helm quite well today. She's been good. She's seems to understand the chart. And there are a few points that I'd like to make to you, Miss Stone. And that's, you know, after all, you've paid for this lesson ahead of time. I appreciate that.
I get a copy of this after, don't I?
Well, as a matter of fact, we may be able to arrange that. I guess that's not guaranteed. So, might as well just go over the points of sail. Like, for instance, now we're on starboard tack. Remember I told you that's the right side of the boat, the starboard side?
Oh, when we go right?
No, you don't go right. No, that's the right side of the boat. Not the correct side, but the right side is the starboard side. We're on starboard tack now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, all right. Now, that's the port side of the boat over here.
That's where the wine's kept?
Well, no. It's not that kind of port. It's port meaning left on a sailboat. That's port. That's starboard. I think you've got that down. That's enough for that for now. Now let's go.
Is this a left-handed boat?
No, this is right. No, this boat is. This is ambidextrous. This boat. This boat can go pretty flexible. That's the stern where you are now, and that's the bow all the way up forward there. All right.
Okay.
Stern,
I think so.
And well, you have to know.
Well, it's the front of the boat up there.
Well, I